Yep, yep. You already know, isn't it? Right? Got Gil Coles in the house, man. Gil Coles up in here. Gil to the Coles. Up in here. Gil. I see you out there, Chef Boyard to the D. I see you out there. Yep, yep. See, Gil, that's why you get in trouble all the time, Gil. See, because you fall for the titles all the time, man, and then you got to wait till the content, man. You can't just go straight for the title. Yeah, I had to come on. All this working, man. Told you if it wasn't for Thanksgiving, man, I would have worked 28 days this month, or what is it, 28? Yeah, 28 days. Yeah. Who, me? No, that's Christopher Jornay. Yeah, that's Christopher Jornay, and I think somebody else too. I think somebody else got that saltwater crow. Yeah, 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 yeah. I told y'all what. I already told y'all what water is gonna do, man. I told y'all what was gonna happen. Matter of fact, I still got some of the stuff up, man. I still got it up. I'll show y'all. Yeah, we get into it. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all, man. I'm gonna show y'all. Um, I'm gonna have to do them one at a time, back and forth. I probably got to go back and forth because that way you can see the slides. I see you out there, Cypress Hill. Salute to you. Um, yeah, I'm gonna probably go back and forth because I got the ones on here because when I talked about it, I knew I told you what was gonna have to happen. Um, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, they taking it. They're gonna take it a certain way. I know a lot of people on right now, but they're gonna take it a certain way. Just the title itself, they're gonna take it, a certain way if they have to. I mean, if they're not smart enough. Not saying you're not smart, but a lot of people are gonna take it a certain way. I mean, oh, what you mean? They all mad. Yeah, don't get mad about it. Yeah, because actually I didn't really. That's what I forgot to do, man. So I'll put them up. I think I had to put them up later. Yeah, yeah. I'll put them up later. I'll put them up later, but I'll show the ones that I already had. But I'll show the other ones at another date because this Streamlab thing has been really messing me up, and I don't want to try to go grab all the stuff and put it on here while I'm live because it may just it may screw me up. So I'll put them on while I have this live. I'll put the other ones up because I got the file for it. So I'll put the ones up from here. Yeah, man, had me all out of. I was working in charge the other day. I don't like being in charge of nobody because I don't want to be responsible for your ass when you're messing up, shit like that. But I had a new guy. Yes, I had to work with him yesterday, and sure enough, he wasn't even from the company. He's from some outside source, and of course, he was messing up. He's just doing everything you ain't supposed to do. I was like, oh man, I'm about to watch his ass. I had to keep, following his ass around. Not following, but I had to keep checking on him over and over again. I'm like, damn, dude, you messing up. I said, you can't do this. You can't. I had to keep telling him what he couldn't do. I don't like telling nobody what they can't do. Yeah, I ain't telling him rude, but I said, man, don't do that. I mean, make sure you take care of this and that. You mess around and get me in trouble, man. But he finally got straight. But at least he was one person that even showed up. The other person didn't even show up. I'm like, really? That got me out of town, and I'm trying to get in touch with my people. They like, oh well, that's outside source. We can't control what they do. Gil Cole, stop it, man. Tell me to explain the title though. A lot of people have the title. A lot of people have said that about the title and stuff like that. A lot of people are just saying that. That's everywhere, man. You can't be on every channel, man. Believe me, I scam around, man. I try to find out what's going on, man. If somebody's just saying something that and like say for instance, somebody's doing a breakdown. If somebody's doing a breakdown, what I'll do is I'll pay attention and smash my like button, man. Don't be coming in here talking so much, and then I go check my like button, and I got one like, Yeah, yeah. Because Wilder's a bum and all that, you know. And see what the thing is, the people you're taking it out. You're taking my words and you're making everything that's being said. You're making it my word. You see, and that's where you make your mistake. Is when you make it my word. You can't make it my word because I'm not the one that said it. You know, so you can't make it my word because a title's put up there. That's not my name. My name is Asante Eagle Face. So if that's not my name, then those words ain't coming out of my mouth. I'm just expressing them and I'm just putting them up there. You see, people have said that, and it's going to be said, and a lot more is going to be said because a lot of the hate, even if you watch the fight, man, if you stay tuned after the fight and see what you have to do is you have to listen to the commentators, you know what I mean? And the attitude is sarcasm. Especially when they say that Wilder says nobody's giving him his respect for his ring IQ or whatever. And then the guy said, "Oh, we give you your respect," and stuff like that. But the way he said it, he didn't have to say it that way. But the way that he said he's giving respect, he didn't have to say it that way. But he said it that way anyway. Because that's just what he wanted to do. Make it sound disrespectful, but he didn't have to say it the way that he said it. And see, what I try to get you guys to understand is to look underneath stuff a little bit. You guys always looking at the table from the top like, okay, it's clear, everything, okay, straight. I can do this, I can put this on it, and all that. And not knowing that there was something underneath the table. You didn't know it was a dead animal underneath the table. Because you never picked the table up. You never lifted up the tablecloth. You never looked underneath the table. You don't know what it was covering up. So these people, even though they act like they with Wilder, they try to cover up a lot of stuff. And so don't get caught up in titles and stuff, because the titles is just, as you see, the people that come in, they'll come in and out, and the reason they come in and out because they want to catch the content of when I'm exposing Wilder. And that's what they want to hear, see. But if they don't hear that, then they just leave. And then somebody else come in. Then they leave, and then somebody else come in, then they leave, and then somebody else come in. But Wilder himself is, see, the reason this is important, even though I probably keep this short, but because I won't be able to do my show at the regular time, man. All this working, man. But Wilder himself has did something that a lot of people wouldn't expect fighters to do. And this is what I told you guys months and months ago. If you remember, I told you guys this. I know Chef Boyardee was probably there when I said it. Is when I told you that being in a camp, like a boxing camp, that you can get your shit straight in one camp. You can get straight in one camp. It's just that these trainers, they just don't know what the hell to do. And evidently, Wilder's team is a lot better than what people thought they was. And Wilder is falling through. Okay, I'm gonna explain, and then you're gonna understand. You're gonna understand it. Who's the best heavyweight right now? Gil Cole's ass. Well, that's a loaded question, man. That's a loaded question. It's not, and it's plus it's something that people are. It's objective. You know what I mean? People are gonna answer that different ways. I can answer it in different ways, but the singularity of it is heavyweight. But it's not. It shouldn't be singular. It should be heavyweights, because we never want to put somebody as the best, because when you say best, that's even best is it's a finality, but it's not a good word to use. A lot of time when you say best, you know what I mean? Because best what? Best of this era or best when? Best at a certain age or this best? You see what I mean? It's something that everybody can mess with. And they can just destroy, best. Whatever like that. The best boxer, when you talk about heavyweights. And when you break it down, Luis Ortiz is probably, when you look at what he does, he's the best. He's a way better boxer than Tyson Fury. So if we're talking about boxing, yeah. If we're talking about boxing, I'm gonna explain it to you right now. So right now he's the best boxer. Luis Ortiz is the best boxer right now as a heavyweight. Tyson Fury can't box. He's a fraud. All that shit, he's fraudulent. He ain't got no power. Anybody, you can get out there. That's just like one of those little, those little things that advertise with the arm swinging. I know you guys seen these things. They like 30 feet tall, something like that, and they just blow them up with air, and they flopping all over the place, and the arms are swinging and stuff like that. That's just air. That's all he is. He's no power. Luis Ortiz has the best boxing skill set. The best. Bar no one. He has the best skill set. But the thing is, he doesn't have the greatest power. And see, the thing is, if you lose a fight sometime, it's not because you didn't have the best. They say the better man won. See, and that's what, even if you're the best, the better man can still beat you. Because styles either going to make a fight or styles are not going to make a fight. And sometimes you get in, and you guys know I explained this a long time ago. Styles don't make fights, and styles make fights. So it's either going to be a fight or it's just not going to be a fight. Does everybody understand that? That when you have a fight, it's either going to be a fight or it's just not going to be a fight. It's like, damn, that wasn't even a fight. See? And no matter how good somebody is, you can say they're the best or whatever like that. But just what Ortiz does, how he adapts and stuff, is just good. He's the best at that. Now, people can argue and say that, now I'm going to tell you, because we haven't really talked about Wilder, because Wilder has like a different method and stuff like that. And he still, he made some mistakes. He did some things he did. And some things he does that I still don't like. But one thing he's really good at, and he kind of forced it. It didn't look like he was forcing it, but he actually forced the action when he had to. But it just didn't look like it. Because remember when I talked about this, all you have to do is go back and look at the video where I was telling you how Wilder was going to win. And that's number 2, because the first one they beat up and they took down. And when I was telling you how he could win, if you look at the keys and stuff. Now, when you look at that, you're going to be able to understand. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's what he said. That's what he's going to do. He had to clean up certain stuff. Right? And he cleaned up some stuff, but he didn't clean up everything. But what he did in one camp, that's why I was talking about this one camp thing, how people say you can't clean up. And another thing I was telling you, what Luis Ortiz camp was, what his crew was counting on. They were counting on Wilder learning new stuff or cleaning up stuff only during training camp. They wasn't looking at that shit was gonna make it into the ring. They wasn't looking at it to make it into the ring. And Wilder brought all that stuff into the ring. Now, he still brought some of his mistakes, but the biggest thing that Wilder brought into the ring overnight, it seemed like overnight, and that was he brought in his maturity overnight, and nobody expected that. Not one damn person. And I don't care what chat room act like they thought he was going to bring in the maturity. They didn't know, because he started boxing at 19. I see out there Tony Buzz up in the house. He said, salute Eagles Web in the chat. As always, I'm working and listening. Yep. Always working and listening. See? A lot of people didn't understand that, right? that he brought into maturity. Let me break it down. Break that shit down, Eagle. Break it down. So he brought in the maturity. And see, they wasn't expecting that because 19, so he's been in the game for 14 years. And that's 19 all the way up to now, which is not long considering, short amateur career and then straight into the heavyweight picture. Right? But his maturity is because Ortiz was doing, trying every trick that he could. And one thing that Ortiz had to have working for himself was one of the same things that Manny has working for himself. And that's that little double jab. A lot of good boxers or great boxers have that little double jab. You have to have a double jab. You can't just have a straight jab unless you're like Wilder. Because Wilder has that. He can feel out and then he could just jab you once and he does that little blinding jab or whatever real quick and then bam, right behind it. And I'm going to tell you the keys. I'm going to give you some keys. I'm going to give you the right keys of how this victory went down. Because a lot of people think, the punch wasn't good, that it was a fixed fight, stuff like that. But it wasn't. And it's that maturity that led to what it was. Because he was calm, because he knew who he was in with. And then on the other side, because Tony was here when I broke all that down. Tony's always here. He'll be the first one. He'll admit it too. He'll be like, "Yep, he's well told us that." And I'm telling you, now let me flip the coin just for a second, because remember I told you guys, and Tony is my witness here. I told you guys, I said Ortiz. I said he got to stop, man, with that bulge in the eyes out. And see, Wilder even said it. I was listening to the post conference interview. When he was interviewed on there, he said how he started, that he knew how Ortiz reacts when something's bothering him. Remember I told you guys? When he get excited or something, remember I told you, he got to stop that. The one thing when you fight, man, is you always got to keep those eyes a certain way. This stern. Just keep them just keep one look. Keep one look. No matter what's happening in the fight, you got to keep one look. See? And that's what makes you look calmer. But his eyes start to bulge and stuff. Let me see if I can. See, I just put one of them up there right now. And that posture right there, where he's shooting up that right jab, he actually tried that on Wilder. He actually tried that. He was way out of position though. See? And one thing that happened when he does that, see, is he's low and he's, you can get an uppercut or something like that. You can get a hook. See, this guy couldn't because he's loaded up. But let me look in here because I don't have the other clips. There we go, right there. See, if you see what's going on, you see it. You guys should see it now, though. And then you understand what we're talking about, what I'm talking about. You see his eyes right there? See? How big them eyes are. That's part of what you can't do. That's what you can't do, Ortiz. And that's what he did. That's the kind of stuff that Wilder felt. And then we see right there, Wilder, that's the first fight. I'm gonna show y'all. I'll break down this one some more at a later date, and then I'll show you guys because I know everybody's breaking it down. But I'll show you a little bit later what happens. I'll talk to you about it now. But Ortiz, there he goes again with those eyes, man. Always got those eyes on somebody. Always got those eyes on you when they're excited. And he's always excited. You can look into his eyes. Now people say look into my eyes or whatever, and you'll see. And always has that expression, man. He gets too excited when he's fighting certain fighters. See? And you can't get that excited when you fight Wilder like that. And he's just way too excited. So let's just check this. Let's check these out. And we'll see some other stuff. We'll see something Wilder's way. Okay, now those are probably gonna go past you a little bit because I wanted to show you something more specific. So, but I don't have, it's not labeled like that, so don't worry about it. So you're just getting some, it's going to seem like you guys are getting some action clips, but it's a reason for that. But I'll stop at this one here though. Is anybody still out there? It's showing that I ain't got nobody in here. Somebody smash a 1 if somebody's in here. Is my stream still going? Tony, you still in here? Probably on the front loader or something like that. Can't smash that 1. I'm trying to get to see if somebody's still in here. That's funny. I'll still do it. You know, somebody's in here, not in here, but yeah, I still gotta get this. I gotta get this work in still a little bit. Okay, so I guess it's just me. Gail done bounced on me too. But this is an important breakdown when y'all, if y'all can stay tuned. Yeah, let me go through these a little bit because there's a certain clip that I want to get. I don't even know. There we go. Now I finally got the clip up there that I want to get up there. It looks like one person left. I got one person left up in there. Probably my troll or something. Nah, they gone. If this thing even working, I don't know. I don't know if it's still working, but hopefully y'all in here. And you see, the one thing that would have saved Ortiz a little bit better if he was able to get inside of Wilder's right hand when Wilder threw hooks. See? And if you see that Ortiz's hook, even he's in close enough to where his hook is the one that's landing, whereas Wilder's, you can see the back of Wilder's glove sticking out from the back of Ortiz's head. And this was the first fight. And this is where he got caught. This is where Wilder got caught. But now what Wilder did on this fight is Wilder threw a lot of looping shots, left and right, and they were enough to like knock Ortiz off balance and to keep his rhythm and keep his double jab and all that stuff from working. When Wilder threw that punch, it was just hard for him to keep it, to keep working like he wanted to work. So he could not work the way that he wanted to. If that makes sense to anybody, this should make sense. So it couldn't work. So if you look at, I'm gonna bring those other clips and you'll see the ones from this fight. I'll have those on later. I might just put them up later on today. I might just do a video where I can just break it down more, and you guys can just look at it when you want. You can look at it when you want to. Because you see, when Wilder's hand, all those little looping shots that Wilder was using is that they was landing. And at the same time, when he was landing those looping shots and, had that little jab out there like he does, he was actually getting closer and closer. And he was being very, very patient about getting close. And that was the whole thing, is he was being very patient about getting close. A lot of people don't understand that. He was being this patient he's usually not that patient, but he's being real patient to get closer and closer and closer. Even his feet got tangled up some of the time because he was looking to get close. And he just kept professional. He wasn't looking down at the feet because, southpaw against orthodox, a lot of times your feet get tangled and you be looking down, and you can make a mistake doing that. But he just kept everything tall, and he was just concentrating on Luis Ortiz's eyes. And see, a lot of times, no matter how great of a boxer you are, your eyes tell a big story about you. And those eyes kept telling Wilder the story. You know what I mean? I'm looking down. So, okay, I see you looking down. I'm looking excited. I see you looking excited because you think you did something, but I'm not letting you. And Wilder moved everywhere that he wanted to. Yeah, he was moving towards his right, towards the power, but he fought tall like you have to fight. He fought tall. And so a lot of times when you're fighting tall, all you gotta do is bring your arm up. You don't even have to bring your guard all the way up. And if you look, which I'm gonna break that down, I'm gonna show you guys. You can see those hooks. Wilder's hook was on the outside. He kept throwing those punches around. And then the knockout punch is when he caught Ortiz being real lackadaisical. He wasn't, didn't have his guard up right and nothing like that. He was there to be hit. And even though a lot of people think that a lot of people had Wilder down, you could have had Wilder down. I think they had him down too many rounds, but yeah, he was actually down. As far as like scorecards, he was actually down because the cleaner work was actually being done. Or when you look at it, the appearance of the cleaner work was being done by Ortiz. That's the appearance you get. You know what I mean? Even though Wilder was throwing some effective stuff that was around the outside. And a lot of times when you fighting a good boxer like that, you got to. That's the reason. That's the way you're gonna mess up his rhythm. But you got to do something. He wasn't gonna let you just land the big shot like right away. You finally got it in. But like I said, all that stuff on the outside, all that stuff, and then Wilder. The biggest thing is Wilder become mature in the ring, which seems like overnight, is that he was actually calm. Even after the knockdown, he didn't just go running and going crazy. He was looking back at Ortiz, you know what I mean? Didn't just go crazy like a lot of times what happens. He didn't just go crazy. He landed that good shot and still kept his eye on Ortiz. Ortiz could not recuperate from that because that was like a high shot on the head. And a lot of people can't recoup from that one. That one's hard to recoup because of the angle that you're getting hit at. It does a lot more to the lower part of the neck and all that. Even though because it's up high, a lot of times it just shakes up a lot of different things. Even though that's a real hard part of your head, it can still shake up some stuff. And makes you confused. And you're like, wait a minute, I shouldn't even be that hurt. Because you probably don't even have a concussion. But you're just so shook by it that nothing's working right. And you can see that even the way that he went down, his body didn't even know how to go down. He didn't go straight down. He just kind of fell down he fell one way and then he finally was down. And then, he tried to get up. And that's the same way you get back up. You get up the same way that you went down. Because a lot of people go straight down, they go straight back up. But if you go down like that, if you just like crumble like that, then that's how you're going to get back up, like in a crumble. So when he tried to get back up, he was still in a crumble. And matter of fact, the ref even went past 10. He hit 10, and he still kind of looked at, Ortiz like, I can let this go on. But then he just didn't. He didn't let it go on, which is good because Wilder would have decapitated him after that. Because he would have still been too rocky. I would have liked to see it, but at the same time I wouldn't have, because I wanted to see if that maturity is true. But it is. And we talk about this a lot of times, is when you're comfortable in the ring. And Wilder was comfortable no matter what. If he was losing or whatever, he was still, comfortable out there in the ring. And that's why he got it done, yo, because he was comfortable. He was comfortable. He used some things that he needed to use. I still don't like him ducking down like that, but he ducks down really fast though. When he goes underneath your power shot, he goes down. He's really fast to be so big. He get that head around, but I think that uses a whole lot of energy when you do that. I would rather him just drop down a little bit. Just drop down, but he makes a circle with it. He doesn't need that circle. If he's gonna get that low, either block it or get underneath it. But he makes a big long circle when he does that, and that needs to be cleaned up. Regardless of how relaxed you are, that needs to be cleaned up, because if somebody catches him on that, it might be night if they're huge, if they're a big puncher. Yeah, if they're a big puncher and he does that whole, because he circles, you know what I mean? He does a whole circle around. See, you're not supposed to do a whole circle like that. You're supposed to just drop, like just straight down. That punch coming over. See the kids, then that punch comes right over. See, but he circles around, like the punch coming, he circles like, okay, this thing here, opposite. So he's circling, the punch is coming, and he's circling all the way around, all the way. He's making a big circle with it. You know what I mean? When you just drop straight down. The punch coming, you just drop down underneath it. Then you come back with yours. But he's making this huge circle, and I don't like that. And it's actually at an angle too when he does it. I don't really like that. You know what I mean? But Ortiz is the best. He's the best heavyweight boxer, as far as his technical skills and all that. You know. But the thing is, the styles either make a fight or the styles don't make a fight. And in this case, the styles made a fight. But Ortiz maybe he was just too comfortable too. And Wilder seen that he's getting comfortable. He's not going to pay. He's not certain stuff. He's not paying attention to, because I'm not landing the right. You know, I'm not. You know, and maybe he just feels like he's winning, and so he's just that it takes, and it's becoming true. It's only 2 seconds. Wilder has to be perfect for 2 seconds, but you got to be perfect for the whole 12 rounds. And Ortiz just wasn't perfect for the whole 12 rounds. And Wilder was perfect for those 2 seconds. 2. It takes 2, baby, and that's exactly all it took. Was those 2 seconds, and it was lights out at that time. You know what I mean? So, for all the trolls that dropped in and left, good. Because it was a setup for you to come in and think one way, but that's not the real way it is. And I know everybody went over to another boxing chat, but that's all fine with me, because I still had to get my work done in here. I still had to get this done, and I'll probably do like another little short breakdown once I get back home from work, because I'll probably do another breakdown. As a matter of fact, I may have time to do it, and I may have to do it earlier, like right after this. I might have to just do it, just so I can have it out there. It'll be short. It won't be real long or nothing like that. But I have to put it out, just so people understand, and stop coming in here thinking just because you see a title that's what it's about. Because it's not. That's what people think it's about. And those are a lot of trolls and stuff like that. They think it's about that. But it wasn't about what you thought it was. Because Wilder has done something that I was not expecting right away. So now he's at that point, even though he hasn't been fighting that long, he's at the point where I'm mature enough now. I feel comfortable, because he says speak it and believe it, right? Something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. So if you see it and you speak it and you believe it, because that's his imagination, he just keeps doing it. Now he's actually comfortable, because he always says how comfortable he is. But now that's coming to fruition. Now you see that he is actually comfortable. And that's going to make him a lot more dangerous. A lot more dangerous. He still has to clean up some things, but that's going to make him a lot more dangerous. Because he knows how to he's always knows how to get in range to get your ass. But he used to force it. And the coke crack king will probably, who is that's what I call Tyson Fury. He's going to get fake some kind of injury. He's going to get out of this fight. And once he's seen the maturity, he's going to get out of this one. Because he's not going to be comfortable with Wilder. He is not going to be comfortable. And Wilder is not going to let him build up no lead. Or whatever people are perceived to be a lead or something like that. You know. But I'll be back. I'll have the video and I'll show you guys the other clips and I'll break them down. My shout out to the LDBC and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Even though y'all ain't messing with me right now, what happened to y'all? Nothing but blessings, y'all.